to work with the team. Yeah, welcome ladies and gentlemen to the grand finals. We are about to kick off Platinum Division Highlander, getting ready to go. Almost 1,000 viewers. Thanks for joining us live on this Monday evening. I am eXtine. I am joined by Sigafoo and Mustard. Mustard might poke his head back in here for some in-between the map analysis, but Sigafoo and I are going to do the bulk of the casting here. Say what's up, Sigafoo.
Howdy, howdy.
Now, let's take a look here and see how MTS chooses to set up. There's definitely a couple interesting engineer choices here at the beginning. What do you see right now?
Well, I saw Lightoff put a backwards teleport at the second point, and it looks like he's going to try a more forward hold with his gun here. I'm kind of curious. I think he's just building this right now for position. I don't think he'll keep his gun there. It'd be an awfully strange spot if it was. And then you see the standard kind of hold out of the combo, holding near tunnel, kind of ready to give up the point.
Cold, if you could switch to in-game, that would be fantastic. We haven't missed anything yet. We're about to get the gates dropping, though, and see indeed how that gun works out. The rest of MTS working that shed side and just staying over there, chilling. Marissa with that early snipe on Skyrolla, that definitely hurts things, but Street Hoops so close to spawn, it's not too big of a deal.
Yeah, and that gun placement went down right away. I think he was hoping to rescue ranger it out, but it was smartly played by Colombian to sap the gun so that he couldn't do that, and now he has to go rebuild again.
Kappa, who is Squid, a little pressure on the cart, not really going to obstruct things. Do you think Street Hoops getting offense first is an advantage here?
No, usually the advantage goes to the defensive team because you at least know what time you set after it happens, and I actually talked to MTS, and that's one of the things that Harblue said he likes, is that because they didn't choose the map, they get to choose. Oh,
Marissa, yeah, just got 2 kills, Spamfest and Deadbolt. That's the engineer and the scout. They must have been pushing the cart together. It was also a really good Uber from Harblue. They waited a fair amount of time, and then we're just like, okay, now we come out of the tunnel, now we just stop and destroy the Street Hoop player that are chilling around this first point. The capture is going to go down, though, somewhat of an inevitability. We'll see how they hold this corner here and this cave area. Marissa gets another snipe. She is shooting hot right now, top of the charts for her team.
Yeah, it looks like they're getting stuck in that one-way right now. Street Hoops are kind of going around. They went for the flank, but Lightoff already has the gun on second, keeping them spammed in. It looks like MTS is still in the tunnel. They kind of need to get out. They're getting flanked right now.
Yeah, that could be dangerous if Street Hoops just establishes a presence around that point, and then they can just wrap around and kill the players that are in the tunnel. There are 5 players for MTS in there, or actually 6, so that is 2/3 of their team. But, you know, it is about the cart. You got to keep that cart moving. Sometimes it works out fine to just ignore it, move on forward. Interesting, too. Mang is upstairs, basically alone. Now going to have to run out into the open. Marissa is down, so that's definitely going to help Mang out and keeping her head on. His head on, excuse me.
This is the strangest push I've ever seen.
They need a Uber Pyro right there would be fantastic. And Harblue, yeah, uses the charge as well. We'll see if they can pick off any of the other players that are involved here, but Harblue is switching the Uber around excellently. Now maybe in a dangerous spot as the scout gets in here. Harblue down to 27 health. The kill not finished, though. Harblue gonna skirt away, and it is just Mang and the Demo Man here. Now just Mang, and he's gonna go down. Uh-oh. That's my thought about all that.
I'm just, that was really interesting play that MTS, usually you'd see teams rotate out, that's how I expect to play it. They held tough, they said we're going to stay by the cart, we're going to keep with it, and it worked out for them. They had respawners come up, be able to challenge Street Hoops from behind. They had the ground, and look at the cart hasn't moved 1 inch. They won that battle. Very interesting push from Street Hoops to try to go for that flank right away. Did not work out for them.
Yeah, if they'd gotten a kill on Harblue, it would have been a different scenario because the heals wouldn't be coming in here. And now he's got the Uber as well, so going to push back out, going after Paragon. Paragon is down. Marissa also got a snipe on Spamfest, so the blue engineer is down. A couple players, again, behind. It's a soldier and a spy, but a Colombian gamer goes down, and the soldier going to go down as well. As I was kind of saying, with Harblue staying up there, they're able to maintain this forward hold, and the players that worked that flank ended up just kind of whittling away and not getting any reinforcements. Blue Street Hoops is pushing through the tunnel right now and definitely making the progress, I think.
And the Paragon just peeked around the corner. Boom, one shot. Harblue's down. They already had a 50% advantage, Street Hoops did, and now they should be able to take this point pretty easily. Especially, I think they're running minis right now on defense. Or, yeah. I'm going to see if I can see the gun up.
It is mini, yeah.
Yeah, so this should be Street Hoops point for free. I mean, they got an Uber. They have ground right now. They just need to get that upper ground to be able to take this easily.
There's a wrangled mini out here. Hardblue doing a good job staying forward, getting those front line heals. The Heavy's in danger, though. Pretzel goes down, and now pressure on Hardblue. Hardblue, again, pretty low, but able to skirt away. And keeps those heals on Sweater, who's fully buffed right now. Hardblue's got to rotate. The Spy is in on Hardblue. One swipe, believe that hits. Hardblue down to 25. But again, just barely staying alive. Gonna go back to spawn, it looks like. Might as well. 50% Uber, get that full health, then come back out.
Yeah, really good job by MTS. They kind of split out. They kept the high ground. That was the problem, is citizens coming in at that one way in the top right to be able to kind of spam down at the top. All the Street Hoops players were concentrated around the cart. They weren't able to really take ground. And then as soon as the Uber was over, MTS collapsed on top, and then there was basically no ground taken by Street Hoops. Really good play by MTS right there.
Ooh, a scout on the cart though, and while MTS is still forward, they do get Deadbolt, but good extra footage there. They can get the capture that will push the spawn back a decent amount. Engineer's gonna get on the cart now. Oh, the Uber was there. Platinum was Ubered by Hardblue at the foot of the tunnel, but good heads-up play by the Soldier and Engineer to just finish that capture.
Yeah, that was a really, really nice play by Deadbolt, and then to be finished up by Spamfest. Really great job by them to take that cart.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult, though. They still have to basically capture that area. Even though they did get the point, they don't really have any players over there, and MTS can still stay pretty far forward, even though their spawn is further back.
Yeah, they went forward. Okay, it looks like they're getting back now. I was going to question them on the why they're going back into tunnel. They had two different ways they can get flanked, but looks like they're falling back to third. Wise choice by them.
And still mini sentries for Light Off. A level 3 in this area can be pretty devastating, can hold things down pretty well, but there's definitely some advantages to running Gunslinger.
Yeah, I don't know. He has a teleport behind them right now. That might be one reason why he wants to keep it up, or maybe just doesn't have faith that his team can hold. Like sometimes, if you don't have faith that you're going to have presence, or you don't have faith that you're keeping the flank off of you, mini sentries can be a better option, but definitely a level 3 here can be very devastating. As you said, on top of that roof, it can shut down the cart by itself.
Blue Engineer is on that flank. Not too many players with him, but Spamfest does get the kill on Fathom.
And Harblu has 100% charge here, and they've been like to get aggressive with it. I wonder if they're going to be getting aggressive with it right now. If they spot Mang, I'm sure they're going to chase him down, given that they have about 60% on him right now.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, cool. Thanks for people mentioning the HUD in the chat, but we did realize there was a problem there. We'll get that in just a second. Now, Huey Lewis pulls off good flank on Platinum, sees Platinum right when he was about to go for a play, so puts a stop to that. The cart has been inching forward and about ready to go with the Uber charges on both sides.
It looks like MTS is not really playing for third right now, which is kind of wise. Third is kind of a hard point to hold, especially with the cart being so close. Looks like they're just kind of getting ready to pop the Uber contest and then back up. Oh, it looks like Harblu is forced right now.
Yeah, they were getting ready to go, as you mentioned, but Harblu did take a rocket on entry. Now some other players falling in here with Huey Lewis getting juggled and taken out. Duwadna has gotten some kills. 5 up for Street Hoops. As I say that, though, 2 more go down. So it's 3 on 4, and that cart is staying still. Actually, yeah, counting down to roll backwards. Spy might get out here, might just push the cart. That's pretty smart move, but here comes some players to put some defense on that.
Yeah, Spamf has jumped down around the corner with the Frontier Justice crits ready and a 1 or 2 shot Harblu dead. So really great play by him there to get the advantage for his team, and they should be able to take the cart with this next Uber about 60% advantage, or 50% advantage.
Yeah, it's close. They just need to get some more players in here, get a good aggressive push on it. Harblu actually angling forward quite a bit without a charge at about 35%, while the blue team, Mang, has an Uber charge now. They want to use this right away as well, it looks like. Getting ready to go here. time will be of the essence. Colombian Gamer also got a stab on the heavy weapons guy, which would be a really good entry kill. And Deadbolt gets a lot of that Uber charge as Hardblue's pretty far back.
And that's actually a really great play by MTS. I was kind of curious of why they're holding up, but it makes a lot of sense. They got Street Hoops to use their Uber right away. Now they're going to have advantage. As soon as the Uber was popped in, they got out. Now they're popping back in. Really great play by MTS again.
Yeah, definitely. They conceded that third point, but this capture time's already on the high side. It's been a pretty stiff defense.
Pretty broken.
Yeah, thanks. HUD underscore reload scheme. You can try that out. Yeah, we'll have to jump in and out in between the starting and the second half of this round. We are just playing one set on here once again.
It looks like Hardblue went down. I'm not sure what to, but he's back up, and Mang has 100% advantage right here. They really need to get aggressive. They need to take this point, because fourth point, if you do not take ground on it, it is so difficult to push through if you don't have that advantage. Looks like Street Hoops is going in there right now. They're pushing through. They're trying to take ground. MTS is backing up. They're getting on the gun. It's wrangled. Gun is being spammed really hard, still being kept up. MTS backing up. Uber is down for Street Hoops. MTS trying to get back in their face.
Yeah, this is pretty good aggression here by Street Hoops, starting to get out here and move this cart. They got a lot of hurt players, though. Mang has backed up most of the way, and they're reestablishing things. Mang actually just on the side with Ash, but it's kind of a dangerous position. There's really nobody that can support Mang if MTS chooses to get a little bit forward here. They do have to use the Uber here. They're going to send Squid in. And now he's back, actually. Yeah, not too far. They kind of know where the limit is, and with the spawns the way they are... Oh, a little bit of a pause there, but I guess nothing permanent. It was just some lag. But where the spawns are right now, that's about all the territory that you can take as MTS. Actually really far forward right now, though, on that right side. Hardblue with a core of players to keep him safe.
Yeah, I've seen that hold before where sometimes they'll have the engineer build a teleporter or dispenser right there and just kind of hold down house and kind of keep the aggressive point up there. Definitely aggressive.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense there. To keep that pressure on and to prevent the blue team from like expanding their points of attack. If they're just coming out that choke, then there's not much that they can do. Right now, though, they are pushing out. Hardblue does still, though, have the Uber advantage here. Platinum jumps over the top, going for Mang. Mang, good dodges. Oh, and barely survives. That 60 health. Marissa gets the snipe on Ash while Kappa finishes off Mang. That is Squid. So big kills once again for MTS.
Looks like we got a pause here officially now. Okay.
And we do have the HUD back. There we go. Yay.
Just in time for a pause.
Yeah, HUD always messes up a little bit here with, I don't know, all sorts of stuff. Now the pause might screw things up too with the Uber charges. We'll see afterwards. But either way, we still got plenty of great action ahead of us. MTS, really strong defense so far. I've been impressed on this in this map.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, one thing that I know that Street Hoops can struggle with at times is just like getting that aggression. And it seems that they're not getting it. I mean, they had the flank around the backside on the second point, and I really thought they were going to get like just pushed straight into MTS, really take it to them, and they kind of just petered out. Nothing really happened from it, and then they got pinched and died. Are they? Oh, it looks like we're back in from the pause.
Yep, definitely live once again. Yeah, we will actually need a HUD reload one more time, I believe. But Paragon getting a snipe on Pretzel. Getting that heavy weapons guy, always a key pick. He's really one of the main combat classes. He's just such a meat shield. If you can take him out of the equation, you can really do work. But look at that, Fathom and Noko combining for, I think, like, well, several kills there. The HUD, again, still not really, like, updating properly. So I keep, like, looking over, and it's screwing me up. But right now, Street Hoops are mostly dead. Just Ash alive. And he's going to get taken out. So fantastic work there. Taking care of business. And yeah, Street Hoops actually just a minute left to capture this point. They might not even get to the last point if they can't get it done here.
Yeah, that is surprising coming into this round. I really thought they'd have a good chance, but they have just been struggling. They just haven't been getting the kills. They get the push in, but they're not getting frags. But right now, it looks like they got it right now. They're +4 on the kill feed, and it looks like MTS is already backing up. They're going to give them 4th for free and just opt to hold last and just have a crazy time. They might get close to 20 minutes here if they for the last push.
Wow. Looks like we have somebody here who shouldn't be here as well.
Yes. That's
interesting situation. Swiftly dealt with though. And left, so that's good. So Street Hoops getting a good push down the cart or downhill towards this final point. They need to definitely though. This last hole can be very solid. You got to really unlock it. Got to do something about the sentry gun or the medic. Oh my God! The sentry is saved with the sapper, but I was just saying you need big plays there. And the medic gets stabbed. The heavy gets stabbed. And the sapper went down, but did get dealt with there.
And just to counter that, Squid came in around 3 people and took out Mang to trade medics, so Harblue's going to still have the advantage here.
Yeah, that'll help things out. You know, they don't have time to really build that charge. If Harblue's got an Uber to defend with, that's a big boost. Colombian Gamer also gets taken out by Light Off, so that sentry gun feeling pretty safe right now, especially with multiple players down for Street Hoops. And we might see Noko coming in again. He's going to get Duwatna chasing with the revolver. Not going to get the kill there. Platinum is in here too to mix things up. Gets Huey Lewis before he gets taken out, but that's still just going to continue to slow down the Street Hoops push here.
It looks like Street Hoops is just going to try to take some ground up top. Since MTS is holding all the way outside, you can do a lot of damage in that inner room to spam down. Kind of curious how MTS is going to counter this. MTS is pushing out right now. Actually, they're pushing down onto the cart. They're putting through, but nobody's there because Street Hoops is on top of them.
Yeah, and I don't think they quite realize it yet. Now they have Platinum's turning around, but he's going to jump in on the heavy alone. Squid goes in on the side. Does get Mang. That might have been a drop, too. I thought he was pretty good on terms of the Uber charge. Now pressure coming in from the side. Street Hoops still have the heavy weapons guy up there in that attic area. Not getting all the frags they really need here. Pyro tries to get on the cart, but the sentry is focused. Pyro is still pushing. Players coming down now to deal with that. Mang in a terrible spot. Has to back up. Nobody to heal. And this is getting pretty dark for Street Hoops here on Swiftwater.
Yeah, they're having a desperation push, and sometimes those can be perfect. Everybody pushes together. This desperation pushes are just one by one. Everybody's dying, and there's 15 seconds left. I don't know if they're going to be able to cap this cart.
No, I don't
with it
think
being
so.
Close.
You know, even if they do at this point, it's pretty defeating. You're going to have to feel that on defense here, Street Hoops is going to have to stop. Them, you know, preferably in probably one of the earlier stages. But it's going to be very difficult for them to be able to take this. So looks like we do got another pause here. Are about to log this first offensive side of things. Now Menace to Society is going to be switching over to offense. Street Hoops on defense. But 13-31 and no capture is looking like it's going to be the time here on Swiftwater.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Someone saying that first time 20B didn't capture here in a payload, and yeah, they actually have very impressive stats throughout the season. We're talking in our own actually pregame about you know, just how well Street Hoops have been doing, and I believe Sigafoo, you said what, they've dropped 5 rounds all season?
All season they've only dropped 5 rounds, and 4 of them were on Koth, and I think the other one was on CP, I believe. Played really solid payload all year long.
Yeah, definitely, but this Swiftwater might be their undoing. It seems like MTS very well prepared here today, and tough to start off on offense. You know, you got to just be clicking and moving right away, and that hard blue dodging and staying alive in the tunnel, I think, was a pretty big part of this long hold time. You know, they also had, I don't know, decent defense on the 3rd point and 4th point, but it took them a while to get through that cave.
Yeah, absolutely. And then the 4th point as well was also their big thing. It was kind of interesting that MTS, they kind of didn't play. I mean, they're kind of untraditional team when it comes to payload. Is that their aggression? They're very aggressive. You know, even on the 3rd point when it was very close, they didn't back off. They held very close, and it worked out for them. There was at least one time where they should have lost the point, but they didn't. They backed out. They had some players suicide the cart, and then they reformed back on it, and then it bought them an extra minute or two. They're playing a really solid game right now. Their DM is kind of winning out, I think, against Street Hoops right now. And Street Hoops, I think, you know, when Street Hoops, they're a very aggressive team at times, but they can also be very passive if you're too aggressive into them.
Mustard, what were some of your thoughts on this first half of this set?
Well, first I'd like to start next time by looking at the stats, which I just pulled up the sizzling stats, and a couple things stuck out to me immediately. First of all, I was talking a lot about how in the past Harblu has gotten caught out a lot, and how Mang is, on the other hand, very good at staying alive. But so far this half, Harblu has only 6 deaths and Mang has 11, which is an enormous difference. And I'm also noticing Sweater actually is 26 and 7 with 470 damage per minute. He's solidly above Dewatna, although in Dewatna's defense, Demo on defense is a little bit easier. I also noticed Platinum and Squid are both massively out damaging their counterparts in Ash and Deadbolt. Platinum, I noticed, also is taking a lot of heals. He's playing more of like a combo style of soldier. You know, he's kind of like the 3rd pocket, if you will, behind the Demo and Heavy, and he's doing a lot of damage. And I mean, my overall feel, like, MTS keeps doing like these aggressive pushes every time they have an Uber advantage. They do these aggressive pushes into Street Hoops, but even when they fail to catch out Mang, and then subsequently Street Hoops has an Uber advantage, as we come back and get to see how the round finishes. But I'll wait until the round finishes.
It looks like some craziness. I think it's all going to be wrapped up and be somewhat irrelevant, but Dewatna is trying to make the most of it, trying to get that overtime. But no, there we go. Yeah. It is going to be a great defensive hold by MTS, and we are going to have a minute of setup time here. And I definitely agree with you, mustardoverlord, that MTS were being very aggressive with things and pushing back out. And I think that's definitely reflective of Harblu's style and Harblu, what he brings to the game. He likes to whip everybody. You know, he's such a good communicator, and he really is just like, we got to go now. We got to do this. And they really had some big plays in there.
Yeah, and I feel like the standard narrative of that kind of play is, if you push out aggressively on defense and you kill the other team's medic and buy yourself an extra minute, then great for you. But if you push out and fail to kill the other team's medic and give them a free Uber advantage, then they should get a point, or at least a lot of cap time. But it seemed like Street Hoops didn't really use those advantages well. But what happened was they would Uber in with their advantage. It would be a fairly ineffective Uber, which is oftentimes true in offense. You know, you have to focus the rankled gun, the other team can just kite you, it's hard. But then in the after Uber fight, which becomes like a DM fight, it felt like MTS was winning every single one of those. It also felt like Street Hoops was surprisingly uncoordinated sometimes. Like, I felt like their flank wasn't coming in fast enough, they weren't getting aggressive enough. But let's see if they can do better on their defense.
Yeah, they definitely seem like they were put off their game a little bit. And we'll have to see how they defend here, because that's what it's going to come down to. Paragon starts things off with a snipe on light off. Harblu uses the Uber immediately. This is, again, a little bit different from how things happen. My HUD is still being a little bit wonky, but Mang definitely has been holding on to it. Harblu gets sniped down there, and a stab goes down on Pretzel. So a fairly nice defense here. Colombian Gamer also getting a revolver kill. And they're holding strong for the moment. Cart hasn't even gotten through the uphill passage yet, but with Scout and Engineer on it, that shouldn't be too far away.
Yeah, that's exactly the kind of style of play you see from MTS, is that Uber pop out the gate. They did it every time on Upward. It's just kind of their MO. As soon as they have Uber on offense, you're going to see them using it within the next 5 seconds, it seems. They don't like to hold on to it too much.
I'd like to add, though, that doesn't really make a lot of sense on this particular map in this particular situation, given how far back the other team is. Like, you don't really need to do that. You can take it over without your medic, even. But
yeah, but I mean, but if you look at like Street Hoops right now, they're giving up so much space. Like they're kind of almost playing scared despite having the Uber advantage.
Yeah, they really want to hold on to this second point. They really want to have a solid defense, but they're conceding that cave area, and that is a long portion of the track here. We mentioned, just in talking about how MTS's offense went really well. It's about the clock here on payload, and MTS, when they were playing defense, they just kept pushing back into the offense to slow them down however possible. And Street Hoops right now have been kind of hands-off, but they're going to have to get involved here, especially as MTS comes out from underneath here. Hardly getting reflected a little bit, but it doesn't really disrupt the Uber. And Hardly able to get out as well. So, even though MTS losing some players now, this has been pretty well for him right now. Platinum definitely behind. Fathom gets taken out by the sentry gun. I don't know if anybody realizes quite where Platinum is. He gets some nice shots on Mang. Only down to about 90 though, so still feeling pretty comfortable. Skyroller getting killed by Pretzel is also a very nice pickoff. The medic was kind of scared, had to back off, and Pretzel just getting the full heals in a 1v1 like that, that's no problem. Noko also just stabbed Mang, so this points defense starting to kind of unravel here. It's down to the sentry gun, but that sentry gun, yeah, going to get cleaned up. Nobody really there to support him, and just so many players here for MTS. Spamfest has got to run away, barely escapes with his life to be able to set up something here on this next point. But that cart is still trucking away. Huey Lewis is behind, but Street Hoops doesn't have too much to offer here yet.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that Street Hoops is even... Well, I guess they got their player people back up for... Or MTS didn't get too aggressive on that. They had actually a decent advantage in players and positioning, but they didn't really utilize it. They could have stopped Spamfest from getting up that gun and kind of taking that corner. It was only Skyrolling defending in. Nice play by Noko right there, getting Skyroller.
Yeah, a couple slashes on Mang as well. Sweater here in a 1v1 versus Duwatna, who gets the upper hand.
And just like that, MTS is a 2-player advantage, and they're bombing in already.
Wow, yeah, Mang lucky to get away from Platinum there. And yeah, I don't know, they might have to just concede this point. They're all backed up in spawn here. They need to get out and do something if they're going to put a stop to it, and I don't think they're going to be able to. Hardly with 95%, and they get the capture. So they're going to keep this train rolling and push it to this next corner with Marissa sniping. Should be able to, clear some space to just get it through yard. They use the Uber as well. Mang's going to have to use it as well in order to counter that. Kappa and Harbler are just going to back out with that, though. So that's a fairly fair trade.
Yeah.
Got some space to work with. Marissa is sniping Paragon as well. So Marissa, now a scout's trying to get on top of Marissa. Deadbolt, that's a nice pick off. If Platinum had arrived a little bit earlier and Marissa was still up, she would have a great sight line at where all of Street Hoops is standing right now. Jump in on the blue medic. Hard Blue does go down to a combination of the soldier and Huey Lewis.
And it looks like Street Hoops, yeah, is shaping up to having a decent hold here, especially with that Hard Blue pick. It's going to give them a 70% advantage. They have a level 3 up. They have the high ground. But look at that card movement. Really great by MTS. Moving that card even when they're at a disadvantage. This is going to, once it's around that corner, it's really easy to get that up the hill. The gun goes down. This is looking MTS's favor. As
long as you just keep somebody moving that cart. And, Street Hoops is a little far back. And with this game being about the clock here, somebody was asking, probably one of our newer viewers watching, asking how exactly this works. If they get this next point faster than 8 minutes, this is their set. So I mean, they're almost here. Street Hoops pretty far back here for this defense, and they actually have to really keep MTS off this point here.
And that's a really great play by Squid. Basically, he saw his medic was kind of getting focused down. He rotated over to the cart, taking the focus away, and they're going to get this capped.
Yeah, Squid maybe a little bit of a premature a taunt there. It doesn't matter, though. They're able to get the capture and take care of business. Wow, our upper bracket winners and leaders, Street Hoops Esports, just dropped their first map of the season. Ouch.
Ouch indeed.
Yeah, we'll have to see, the way that game went and the way that MTS was playing, which was basically on fire. If Street Hoops can now flip the script and continue basically the upsets and now win Granary, which is considered to be MTS's map as opposed to this, which we were considering to go the way of